boy.
I do wish there was a way, like once we were set up, we didn't have to sit here for the last 10 seconds and stare at the number at the countdown. I guess I got to figure that out too.
Well, you're figuring everything out. Look at all that.
Figuring out.
You're just a Mr. Fancy Pants. First it was the headset and the mic. Then it was moving the office with the TV 2 weeks ago. Now look at you with this.
Look at me. I got green screen and everything now. Now I'm
green screen. I'm just forced to rely on my boyish good looks.
Listen, it works for you. So you listen. You need other stuff to hide everything. If I could wear, I should go back to wearing a mask. I'll wear my spider mask.
No, wear the nun costume for Halloween.
Nun costume. I did go one year as a pregnant nun. Actually, I've used that costume multiple times.
I'll be honest. Jenny and I have a pair of costumes where she goes as the Pope and I go as a priest.
Right.
And anyone who really knows me and sees me in a priest costume feels really uncomfortable. I could go as Santa Claus this year, Chaz. Look at this. I look like I'm having trouble at home.
You're getting there. Listen.
Dude, this is crazy.
You're getting there. Listen,
I put a little thing online if I should shave it, and almost everybody said no to keep it.
Yeah, I mean, if you shaved it, you'd look like a 12-year-old boy.
Do I still?
I'm sure you would. I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
No, dude. You're. I saw your picture. I think I sent it to you on some Facebook fan page. It was you. Oh, video. It was you and Glenn. And the majority of the comments were, "These fuckers look exactly the same," and I could not disagree.
I'm just a little grayer.
But Bear, look, I'm grayer than you are.
Well, I don't know. If I let this grow out more, it would be a lot grayer.
Oh, touche. Let me say, you show less of your gray than I do.
I do. I mean, look, I just shaved. No, actually, I haven't shaved since Saturday. But from like here down, I'd be a lot grayer.
But
from here down.
You have a full head of hair, though, right? You shave because you want to.
I shave because I want to. Yes, I'd have a full head of hair.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I think
my dad still has a full head of hair. It's just all gray, but I'd be the same way. I'd have a full head of hair. Yeah, it would just be gray.
See, I remember. You remember Uncle Howard Brody?
Yes.
Uncle Howard would get so mad the couple times I shaved my head bald because he was like, "You're not thinning. You're not losing it. Why would you get rid of a full head of hair?"
Yeah, I've had that comment made to me a lot of times. And my initial comment was, well, I had to match Glenn because he had no hair. He had string for hair. And
so Glenn is losing it.
Oh, Glenn,
or has lost it.
Oh, Glenn was way gone. If you look back at the Smoky Mountain pictures,
yes,
he was trying to. I grew mine out. I shaved like the sides, but I kept the top long, and I would like pull back into a ponytail, and then Glenn was trying to do the same thing. And one day we would shave each other's head, the sides. And one day I looked at him, I go, dude, what are you doing? Like, it's like strings of hair. I'm like, just shave it all off. And I took the buzzers I was doing. I just was like, and buzzed it all off. But I continued to keep mine. And when we left Smoky Mountain that next summer, I was working at a car wash, like in between us doing gigs. I was working at a car wash and it was so hot. And finally, it was like I went over his house for him to shave my head, and I was like, I took his hand and I just went, and I pushed it on purpose. And as I knocked my headset off, I pushed it on purpose to buzz it off because it was just so hot. And then then it stuck, and I let it grow back in because
you had hair when Tyler was little.
Yeah, so I let it grow in when my contract was expiring because I was like, when the contract was expiring, and they were like, oh, let's come up with a different idea, that whole bullshit story. I started letting it grow in, and then the whole time I was in Puerto Rico, I let it grow in, and then I kept it, and then it was like 2008-ish, 2009-ish is when I decided just to shave it again.
Wait, so hold on. I have a couple questions for you on that. Number one, how long? Because the beaver cleavage hair, that was your hair. That wasn't a wig. Like, that was you.
That was me, yes.
Damn, son. How fast does your hair grow?
It grows fast.
Pal, Yamba, I would say.
And even like to this day, like you can kind of see the fuzz.
Yeah, and that's just a couple days.
That's a couple days. If I let it go, you would seriously notably notice a difference within a week. Within a week, it would be like thick. Yeah, it would still be thick.
Do you know how much time, more or less, there was between your last appearance on TV as Chaz and your first appearance as Cleavage? More or less, give or take. Like the last, because you were bald when you were with D'Lo and the Tiger Ali Singh thing, and when
Right.
you were just wrestling as Chaz, you were bald,
Well, when I was
right?
wrestling at Beaver Cleavage, I had hair,
Yes.
and when it was just Chaz, a kid from New Jersey, happy to be here, I kept my hair, and it was when they brought Glenn back.
Then you
It was
got rid of it.
actually it was at that TV that he came back. It was in Atlanta. We wrestled Mr. Hughes and Jericho, and I remember sitting there at TV going, we were waiting, like, okay, are we tagging? So I had two sets of outfits. I had the stupid Chaz stuff I wore, and then I had my headbanger stuff. And I remember sitting there when they came out of production, and I went over to Russo. I'm like, what am I doing? Am I shaving my head or am I being a headbanger again? And he was like, yeah, you guys are wrestling as tag team, so go shave your head. So I went over to the makeup and I got the clippers and I shaved it all the way down as much as I could. Then
No hesitation.
no hesitation. No. And then I went into the shower with the razor, because I would just take the regular razor you shave your face with, the Bic, and I'd Bic it bald. But the hysterical part is I was like, it was like a light bulb. It was like literally the top of my head was like a light bulb or a Q-tip. It was so white because the rest of me was tan. So I went to the tanning place. I found a tanning place in Atlanta and got down on my knees and stuck my head in the tanning just to try and get a little bit of color back on my head.
But so I guess my question was, do you remember how much time passed between the last time you were bald on TV before Beaver Cleavage?
I went to WWF as bald.
I know, but then like I'm saying, you were bald, and then you had a full head of hair as Beaver Cleavage. How much time in between that?
Between when we first started and Beaver Cleavage?
Between the last time you were bald on TV and the first time you showed up with a full head of hair.
I don't know. I may not be understanding the question right. So
like you were headbanger Mosh,
yes,
and then you were bald, and then you took some time off to grow the hair and come back as Beaver Cleavage. How long did it take you to grow the Beaver Cleavage hair? Is what I'm saying.
Oh, I think they gave. I'm gonna say it was probably 6 to 8 weeks, I guess.
You grew that much hair in 6 to 8.
When I first did the Beaver Cleavage stuff, like it was still like I had the hat on. Like if you look at the match I had with Christian, it was kind of in between. It was probably
but still that was a bunch of hair.
Probably like that. Like if you stood it up straight.
That dude, I know people that can't grow that in a fucking year. Yeah, that's wild. So then what made you want to keep it like this now?
I like
used to it.
I like the look better. I have
a brand.
I have a big head and the head is bigger. I like the look better, and then Glenn and I, because again, I shaved it up back off, I think in 2008-ish, 2009-ish. And then Glenn came back around 2010. And then we started doing shows again in like 2011-ish. And it was just, the look is better. Like when I went and I was doing shows as Headbanger Mosh with long hair, it just didn't look right. It didn't feel right. It was just weird and awkward. So it's just, and I like to look better. It's kind of my look, and
it's easy maintenance, right?
Way easy maintenance, because I just take the buzzer and I literally could do it. If I've shaved my head every day, hair would fall off. It wouldn't be much, but so I try to do it depending on my schedule, what I have going on. So I try to do it at least every other day. Like I'll do it tomorrow morning. I did it Saturday morning because we was going to the PLE for WWE for NXT. And then like last week when I was at the PC working there, I think I shaved it Monday morning. I shave it Monday. Yeah, I think I shaved it Monday morning, and then I think I shaved it like Thursday and then Saturday, something like that. Yeah.
So do you bick it every time you shave, or do you just
Oh, I
use
don't.
the electric?
I just use. Yeah, I just don't put a guard on the razor.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
that's
don't put a guard on the razor
dude. That's wild.
because
I
even when like if you look at like the very first action figures we have, they have like a little black spot. Like my head was always darker because even when I bicked it down, like it grew so fast. Like if I bicked it down the next day, it felt like sandpaper. That's how rough it
huh.
was. You ran. That's one of the reasons why I don't wear hats anymore. Because when I wear hats, it's like sandpaper. Like it gets stuck. Like it doesn't slide. Like you wear your hat over your hair, it slides. Your hat slides back
Yeah.
and forth. Mine gets like stuck because it's
Huh.
literally like sandpaper sometimes. Like now it's soft.
So you shave your head, and then immediately, a few hours later, already have like a 5 o'clock shadow going on.
Yeah.
That's all, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I thought about shaving my head again. Like right now, I'm growing my hair out because the week before I started training to wrestle, I donated 21 inches of my hair.
Nice.
I was 398 pounds, Chaz. I was a big boy, and I cut 21 inches off. And I've always wanted to do something wrestling wise with the long hair, so I'm seeing how long I can stand it.
Yeah, it's funny because even in like high school, I always wanted my hair to be long.
Huh?
My best friend had like, you know, you won't know, but back then that's the mullet was the cool thing to have. They shaved it, the back was real long. The problem with my hair is it would get to like right here, my shoulders, and it would curl up.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
So and then everyone's like, my parents, my mom was always like, we gotta let it grow. It's got to grow past there, past your shoulders. But then wrestling season would come around, and you can't have long hair and while you're wrestling in high school. Your hair has to be it can't be too long because people can pull it. They can grab it.
Oh
They make you cut it. So
damn.
a certain there's been plenty of times in the locker room when friends of mine or people on my wrestling team, the referee would come in, like they check your nails to make sure your nails aren't too long so you can't scratch anybody. Then you put your head down, they check your hair. And there was people in there that was like, the ref was like, if you want to wrestle tonight, you got to cut your hair. It's too long. So literally we would take scissors and just cut their hair across, and they went out like
Oh,
cut and then had to go get the next day they'd have to go to the barbershop or whatever to get their hair cut professionally. Yeah, so that was always my problem. It would get to a certain length where I'm like, I'm liking, and wrestling season would roll around. I had to cut it.
damn, dude.
Yeah. And then
How pissed was mom when you had to cut it for that?
She didn't care.
No?
Listen, my mom didn't care what I did with my hair as long as it was clean. And I had that same philosophy with Tyler because he always he went through a stage where he wanted to do funky stuff. And Gab was like, "Oh my God, you're okay with this?" I'm like, "As long as it's clean, I don't really care what he does. It's his hair. Let him look how he wants to look."
Attaboy.
My band director in high school one year got a little pissed at me because it was Christmas concert. I was sitting right on the edge of the stage, and we went the night before the concert to my uncle's house, and he like shaved everyone's head, and I had him shave mine into a mohawk. I had to be Road Warrior Animal. I had it mohawk, and I had like the little bit as much as I know I could get with. I let the hair like hang long.
The rat tail.
Yes, and I sat right on the edge of the stage for a Christmas concert with a mohawk. He was not happy at all. So you couldn't have waited a day, and I'm like, no, that's when we were all going.
No, wait, hold on a second. You just rocked my world. You were in band?
I was a band geek, a big time band geek. Yes,
Sir, I feel like I don't know you at all.
I played 4 instruments.
What did you play?
I play a trumpet, French horn, mellophone, and a saxophone.
What?
Yeah, I still have my trumpet and my saxophone in the garage downstairs.
Can you still play?
I mean, if that's what you call it, I can make noise come out. I couldn't play them well. I mean, I could play them, but couldn't play it well. Now, yeah.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, and I've told him this before. So, actually, if it wasn't for my band director in high school, I seriously don't know where I would have ended up. In
What do you
life.
mean?
I was a mess. I don't want to get deep into it, but
Yeah.
I had shiznick going on at home. And basically the only attention I got was to me, any attention was good at that point, but the
Mm.
attention I was getting was more negative attention because I would act out just because.
To get a
And
response.
I guess, yeah, I guess to get a response, to get a, noticed or whatever. That's just kind of what I was used to doing. And then, but he saw something in me, like my freshman year in high school, my band director, Mr. Basil, Robert Basil, his first year at my school was my freshman year. So we
Oh.
kind of came in as freshmen, I guess. And he saw something in me and he said to me, he said, you know what? He said, I want, because what would happen is in regular classes or whatever, if I got bored, had nothing to do, like let's say, they give you an in class assignment, you get done the assignment, I would get bored, I'd get in trouble because I had nothing to do. So I'd sit there and I'd like throw pencils or paper or stupid shit, just again, just to get attention. Uh, but he saw something in me and he saw that and he said to me, he goes, hey, he goes, I need an equipment manager. I'm like, equipment manager? He's like, yeah. So again, it wasn't just band, it was marching band also. In the fall, it was marching band for the football games. And we competed. So we would practice at night, and then every day before school, we'd be at school at like, I don't know, 6:30 in the morning because we would go out to practice the drill and stuff like that for the competitions. So he said to me, he goes, I want you here early. He goes, your job is going to be to load up the cart, put all the percussion stuff on it for the sideline, get all the equipment down to the sideline. Your job is to get it there, help set it all up. And then after practice, your job is to help break it all down, carry the cart all. And now it was a hike from the field to where the band room was. So loading all that stuff on the cart would take a while. It would take a good 15, 20 minutes to get the cart down to the field. So then he said to me, he goes, you can pick people to help you if you want. He goes, but that's going to be your job then to bring it back up and you put it all away. He goes, and your main job is to keep that equipment closet organized. I want it organized. I want you to know where everything is, like, inventory, the whole thing. And then he told me, he said, and if there's ever a day you're sitting in class, you have a substitute teacher, or you're just feeling anxious for whatever reason whatsoever, you tell them you have a band lesson and you come down here to the band room, he goes, and you clean up. And I went, okay.
You
And
were on board from the beginning?
I was on board from the beginning. It gave me a sense of responsibility. It gave me something to do. I felt like I was contributing. I felt like I was part of something. It was really like, and this is going to sound kind of silly because I played team sports. I played baseball. I played soccer, growing up. I was on the wrestling team. It gave me a sense of belong. It gave me a sense of doing something, I guess. But that literally changed me. And
That's
from that point forward for 4 years, like that was my job. Then eventually I was like, a different leader, but it gave me something to do. And if it wasn't for that, I seriously don't know, because I was always getting in trouble but it was stupid shit. I wasn't like a bad kid. It was just stupid shit I was doing. Like, you'll laugh at this. I think it was in junior high, like 7th, 8th grade, I joined the church track team. And this kid was annoying me for no reason whatsoever. And I was just trying to get like people's attention. And it was probably like a group of kids I wanted to talk to, or maybe it could have been a girl. Who the fuck knows? But I wanted to get this group's attention, and I ran up to the kid and I drop kicked him right in the face. Literally drop kicked him right in the face.
holy.
No other reason than to just do it. And of course, I got kicked off the track team.
Yeah, I'd say.
So it was the stupid shit I did. And he saw something else in me, and literally that changed. And we're still friends to this day.
I was gonna say, do you still talk to him?
All the time. Well, not all the time, but we're friends on Facebook. We'll message back and forth every now and then. And remember, I told you last year when I went up and I met Tori, who helped me edit my book.
Yep.
We did a band reunion for him. So basically, he was at my high school, I want to say 12 years. So I think it was 10, 12 years, something like that, before he became a principal and a superintendent. Like, he kept moving up within the school district. But that's what we went back for, was to have a high school band reunion with him there, with his wife, his kids, because his one daughter was born my freshman year. His other daughter was born my senior year. So basically saw them all grow up. and that's what I went up for. That's what it was for. So he was there, and I helped put that whole thing together. So that's what that was for when I went back last year.
That is amazing, dude. I didn't have a great high school experience, but I do have two teachers that I'm still friends with today that like they were my friends. Like I was an awkward kid, like I was into weird stuff and I would eat lunch in either of their classrooms and hang out with them. Yeah, dude, I had no idea. I had no idea. So wait, but I do have a question. What do you think it was about the band that gave you that sense of purpose and belonging that you didn't get from the because I knew you were in team sports. Fuck, you're an athlete your whole life.
I think part of it was also is like band was considered a class, so it was a class I had to take.
Mm,
The other side of it was like that was how you have homeroom and then you leave and you go to do all your classes and you end up back.
hmm
So band was like that was my homeroom class. That was a class. I think the other side of it was also it was mixture of freshmen, sophomores, junior, and seniors.
Oh,
So
so there was no like elite class system within the band room. Everyone just was everyone.
yeah, it was just there because you took classes like you. I took band as if like it was a math class, like it was a class.
Oh,
So it wasn't like an elective or anything like. I mean, it was one of your like electives, but it was an actual class where I got a grade for it, the whole thing. And yeah, I don't know. It just gave me that sense of belonging. And again, I don't know if it was because my brother was my brother did marching band, but he didn't take band as a class. So, like my brother was there, like he was around. So yeah, I guess it was more of a thing of feeling like I belonged. And then, I mean, I played an instrument. I started playing trumpet in fourth grade, and
what?
yeah, and I don't even know why. I wasn't very good. And the only reason I'll be honest, the only reason I wasn't very good because I didn't practice. And the only
Mm.
the only time I did practice was when I wanted to annoy the house. Like if my mom or my dad, my brother pissed me off, I'd pull out my trumpet and I would just make the most obnoxious noises. And then to make it worse, I'm such an asshole.
What
Uh,
a hellraiser!
to make it worse, I would open the window in my bedroom and I would play it out the window so I would annoy all the neighbors too.
Jesus.
But
Hey, does John play instruments too?
my brother,
Yeah.
yeah, he was saxophone,
What the hell? I hadn't.
clarinet. And I started playing the saxophone for string band, which was Mummers Parade. I enjoyed the saxophone more than I did the trumpet. But yeah, I'm a big band geek. And again, that's that. Mr. Basil was that one teacher that like
That's awesome.
touched me and helped my touch me. I didn't mean touch me. I
You know,
meant,
I know what you meant.
but listen, there's weird people out there.
Oh yeah, true, true.
That
Someone
helped.
just got aroused watching us.
Yes, exactly. Out of the zero people watching. um, no, so he was that one person. Everyone says that one person you make an impact on. That's why I think I'm so passionate now about working with like junior achievement, Boys and Girls Club, stuff
Yeah.
like that, because if I can have that one impact on someone, that means something. Actually, I'm not going to be able to find it. I'm sure.
Chaz, do you think in another life, if you hadn't done what you ended up doing with wrestling, that you would have gone into becoming an educator? Because you
I
have a
would
knack for it. Look at what you're doing at the PC.
I would have been a teacher, 100%. I
Wow.
probably I probably would have taught like PE, and I would have coached 100%. I mean, that's what I was. I think that's what I was kind of going for. I
Mm.
just didn't know. I didn't have the guidance when I got into college, like the real guidance, because I went to the community college. I was right near my house, and I called it 13th grade because if it didn't go away to a real college, that's where we all were.
Yeah.
So I called it 13th grade. But yeah, I definitely would have been a teacher. And again, I probably would have been like a phys ed teacher, and I probably would have coached.
I can totally see that.
And I probably would have did baseball. Yeah, 100%.
But now I know you were heavily, like, super involved in Tyler's, soccer and all the sports you did. Did you coach his teams?
When he was young, yes.
Okay.
When he was, back when they're young, that young, you call it magnet ball. So you got the soccer ball, and I call it magnet ball because it's like the ball's like a magnet with all the people around it and just follow the ball all around. And I tried to make the practice as fun as I possibly could. But yeah, I did that for his first few years, and then when he started playing travel, that's when it was time to tap out and let a real coach take over.
Ah,
Yeah. Well,
and
listen,
just
those travel coaches get paid,
no.
so yeah, and the ones he had were like professional coaches. The one coach he had when he played for the Boynton Knights is now coaching in Orlando for the soccer team in Orlando.
Like Orlando City.
Yes.
Oh shoot! What? Wow.
He was a great coach. He was probably Tyler's out of one of top two coaches that he had when he was playing. But yeah, he went through like the college ranks coaching, and he was a goalie coach, and
Wow.
he's coaching now for Orlando City.
Does Tyler still play at all for fun, or he
Yep,
does? Okay,
plays
good.
club soccer, and then he does like intramural stuff. And yeah, he actually captained a couple times. He captained a co-ed team. Yeah,
That's awesome.
I know he's still playing, just not as much right now because now he's heavy with the fraternity.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he told me last week that he thinks he's going to run for president next year for his other.
God,
I know that's what I said.
I need to connect with Tyler and at least say hi, dude. It's been freaking ages. It's been forever since I even saw him.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I do want to chat with you about the wrestling thing because even if there's not people on this format, there's people watching on the other formats, and there's going to be people that are rewatching it. And I did get asked about the NXT PLE, and I did get asked about WrestlePalooza. Now, I did not watch the NXT PLE, but you were there. You worked it,
I was
and
there.
and you
It was fun.
was it good? Objectively,
I thought it was, and I mean, I guess it's going to be. I don't know. Maybe it'll be hard for me to be totally objective about it because
mm,
I was there, and everyone on that pay per view or PLE, sorry, everyone on that PLE at some point I've worked with
that's
since
amazing.
I've been going up, and then I worked indirectly. No, I'll say directly. I worked directly with three of the matches.
Oh, okay. So they did put you to work there. You weren't just there. You were
Oh,
hands on.
I went to help out. I wasn't
That's awesome.
I wasn't assigned like a certain match, but I worked with Carino with the match he worked on, and with Johnny Moss, and then a little bit with Chris Gerard with another match, but not much with his. Um, but yeah, no, I was involved like during the week. They work on the matches, and I was chiming in and helping out because last week when I was there, I was working with two different. I was working with the male group and the female group, and the one of the female groups. They were people in that class who had matches, and I was working with them with it. Like it's amazing. What I love about it is, and then I did Evolve last Friday night.
Mhm.
I had a couple matches on Evolve, and what I love about it is go figure it out, and then once you kind of figure out the framework of the match, the house you want to build, then come back and then let's talk about it, and then we can tweak it.
Oh, and then you basically helped them fine tune it, huh?
Yes, for the most part, yeah. And then I'll help them with transitions. Somebody like, hey, we're here, but we want to go here, but we don't know how to do it. So then I sit there and I don't tell them anything. I'm not that guy that's going to sit there and go, oh well, if you're here and you want to go there, you should do this.
So you don't spoon feed it to them.
No, I kind of will guide or make suggestions, and I'll be like, so okay, so you're here and you want to go here. Like it's almost like, all right, you got to get over the river, so you don't have a bridge to get over the river. So what's around you that you can use to build a bridge to get over the river, or what's the best way to try and get across the river? Is kind of how I don't I've never used that analogy until right now, but that's kind of what I do with them is go, okay, so you're here. What if, what do you think you should do? And then they look at me and they'll give me an answer and I'll go, okay. And I go, do you think we should do that? I go, I think you should try it.
That
Get in the ring and try it.
that's awesome.
And you figure something else out because they got to, it's one of those things. It's the old saying, like you take someone fishing, you can catch them a fish, and they'll eat today, or you can teach them how to fish and they'll eat forever. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. Like they have to figure it out. And that's what, and I tell everyone that. I mean, my thing is FIO when I'm there. And they're
Mm,
like, FIO. And I'm like, figure it out.
figure it out.
You're going to have to figure it out. So go ahead and do it. But no, that's the part I 100% just love
And,
doing.
and Chazzer, how many light bulb moments have you had? You know, I'm talking about like it's especially poignant in wrestling when you see that something you've imparted or like either psychology or why do this and how many of those moments, because that's one of the best feelings when you see a younger person in the business like, oh my god, like that makes so much sense.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I love that. And the best part about that is you work with them, and there's times when I'll be just like I'll have some downtime in between like classes waiting for another class. And I always want to stay early, and if I get there, if I'm lingering, I'll walk over to another ring if I see something. And the great part now is I've been up there so much, like the coaches all know me. They're all comfortable enough to where they know if I kind of chime in, I'm going to chime in and leave. Like I'm not going to sit there and try to take over their class. But or if they're like when they do open ring's the best. And open ring is, they're working on matches or they're working on anything. And I can just walk over and jump in and go, okay, so you did it this way. Try it this way. And I've had people say to me, yeah, that's a good idea. I don't like it. And I'm like, okay, but okay, so why don't you like it? And then I get them talking about why they don't like it. And then they'll talk me into why they're doing it, and I go, oh, okay, that makes more sense doing it your way. Then perfect. Because I think I said this before. I don't go up to anyone and go, here, try this. I think I
No,
did that once or twice. Now I go up and I ask them, why are you doing it that
why?
way? Explain to me why, so I understand. And then if it makes sense, I say, okay. And I said, but can I make a suggestion? Maybe try it this way, or put this tweak into it, or this tweak into it, just to try it out and see what happens.
So you said something really interesting in that last part, because they say in the wrestling business you never stop learning,
Right.
and it's interesting to hear you say that you see somebody do something a certain way, you asked them about it, and then they ended up telling you why they did it their way. It makes sense. Do you find yourself learning a lot of new stuff while you're there at the PC training the young guys and girls?
Yeah. Yes. One of the things actually, and this is to you and to anyone who's been in the business a long time, this won't, you're going to be like, oh, you mean you just picked up on that now? So I worked with, Noam Dar.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was co-producing a match with him for Evolve. We were working it together, and like because he had a couple other things, whatever. So we're working on the match, and we had them walking through what they were doing, and Noam came over and he's watching, and I'm in the ring, and they're going through, and he stops them and he goes, "Why are you in that corner back there doing this spot?" And I'm not saying anything because obviously there's a reason he's asking the question. And they were like, oh, I don't know. It's just kind of where we ended up. He's like, hard cam's here. So if you're back in that corner, is the hard cam picking you up, or do you need to be in one of the front corners? Because the camera angle, like he started talking about one of the things, and was very helpful for me that I learned from him is because back then, like you always know, oh, sell to the hard cam, sell to the hard cam, sell to the hard cam. But I never really worried about it because there were so many other cameras around. I knew no matter what I was doing, it was going to get picked up, and I could see the camera with the light on. You would go over to it, but these kids don't know that.
Mm.
So I was like, oh my god, I got to teach them now. Not only coach them on how to do things and details, but now I also got to coach them and teach them that you got to sell that way, and use this part of the ring instead of this part of the ring, because it never dawned on me, and that was a big thing for me. And when
Huh.
we got done, and they did the match, and the match went off great. And I thanked them. I was like, dude, thanks. I'm like, I appreciate you. I said I said I enjoyed working with you. I go, thanks, I appreciate it. I go, and you telling about the camera angles. I go, I never thought of it. I go, for as long as I've been doing this, yeah, I know to sell to the hard cam. Like when you go, when you come out and you get in the ring, you're getting your money shot. You sell to the hard cam. But other than that, during the match, I never worried about which corner I was going to and how it was going to look that way. I just did it, and where we ended up, we ended up. So it's like teaching them now. Okay, you got to turn and work to this corner or work to that corner for the TV angles and stuff like that. So yes, to answer your question, I'm still learning, and every
That's
time I'm
amazing.
learning something, it's crazy.
That's how wild. Man, when wrestling is good, there is nothing better.
No, it's hot again, which is fun. And then I don't get. I don't want to say I don't get the time to watch it. It's more of just preference, I guess. At this point, obviously, I'm a little bit more biased with NXT because I'm there and I'm invested more in that than watching Raw and stuff. But it was cool last week with SmackDown being in Orlando because there was a lot of guys coming into the PC Thursday and Friday.
Oh yeah, how was that? I know you can't disclose a lot of it, but
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was great, and it was some people I never met before. Some of the guys I never met before, and then there was some that I've known for a long time, and you catch up for a few minutes, and it was cool. And then it was actually funny. I'll tell this quick story. So NXT last week, if you didn't see it, there was a bunch of TNA guys there,
yeah,
and at the end
the
of the show,
invasion thing, right?
well, they're doing an actual show
Okay.
called Invasion, but yeah, at the end of it, because it was Trick Williams who has the TNA belt versus Oba, and then
Okay.
at the end it was a big schmoz. So all the TNA guys hit the ring, then all the guys from NXT ran from the back because all the TNA guys were in the crowd, and then they hit the ring, and then all the guys from NXT hit the ring. It was a big schmoz, but
Hmm.
Matt Cardona was there, and
Oh yeah.
I sat down next to Matt, and he's like, "Look at corporate Mosh here, all in a
Mhm.
suit, all dressed up, looking all fancy." Yeah. He goes, "I don't know how much longer you want to sit next to me." He goes, "Because you're going to get heat." I started laughing, like joking around, and then the next day, I wake up to a text from him, and like him, Brian Myers, and I have a group text, and he goes, "Yeah, Brian saw corporate Mosh last night. I told him not to sit too close to me or too long. He's going to get heat." I texted it back. I go, "Yeah," I said, woke up to an email saying you can just go home now." But yeah, so there's guys that were there that came back, and it was cool to see them come back because most of them, they had NXT Homecoming a couple weeks ago, and they did it at Full Sail College or whatever it was called. I don't know.
Yeah, university.
Yeah, they did it there. And if you didn't see that, I don't know if you saw it or not, but they had like a lot of the people that are on the main roster that went through NXT come back and work some of the talent that's there now.
I did not know about this. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was cool. Go back and watch it. It's NXT Homecoming, it was called. I think it was like 2 weeks ago.
How the hell did I miss this?
They had like Stephanie Vaquer, um Stephanie, can't remember, Lyra, and someone else came back. Yeah, they like came back and they worked like against Fatal Influence. Yeah, there was a lot of like the older like DIY was back. They wrestled. They came and did some stuff. Yeah, they brought a lot of
That's
the
amazing.
roster people back, and they all kind of worked together. So it was cool because a lot of those they still come, and a lot of those guys that are on the main roster that went through NXT, they still come back. Like if they, if they're hurt or if they're sore, they'll come back to the PC because they're like, I got a full medical. They still live in Orlando. They'll come back and go in the medical and get treatment, which is
Huh.
amazing if they need it. If they're sore or they need something done, or if they just want to come in and work on something, they'll come in and jump in some of the classes and kind of just jump in and help out. And yeah, no, it's amazing. It's a
And I'm
they.
sure
I
I'm sure
told
they
you.
got plenty of bump dummies down there. Eager participants.
Oh, they do. And I told you this before. Like Matt Bloom has set such a great culture there.
That's
With
awesome.
what's going on with everyone, and it's just unbelievable. Yeah.
And guys are not. I mean, obviously you don't have to name names, but I've always been curious about this. The people that go back to the PC, main roster people. Obviously, if you went through NXT, you're gonna develop some nostalgia. That's the place where you came through, so you're gonna want to go back. Were there a lot of or any of the bigger names that still that you've seen that still go back through, like to say, to give back to the business or to stop in while you've been there? Or is it
Um,
mostly former NXT guys?
no, there's some other people that have come through that
Big,
I've
big
seen.
names?
Define big names. Give me a name, example, level of name, and then
Oh, I don't. Like a Cody Rhodes, like a Seth Rollins. Like obviously, I'm not talking about The Rock or Stone Cold or folks like that. I know Undertaker's there with LFG
um,
and Sean.
yeah, they're yeah, I'd say yes on that
Nice.
on that Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins level. Yes,
That's awesome. That's refreshing to see, man. Because
yeah,
not only are those guys busy as hell, but
like the Charlotte Flair level. Yes,
wow.
yeah,
Why? See, why can be? Obviously, they're getting paid and stuff, and you guys are a different breed. But it's always so wild to me to know that on the highest level of our business, there are people like you just said, also Cody Rhodes, that go down to the fledgling level to give back. And on so many indie scenes, there are these self-righteous, gatekeepers and bitter old vets that are afraid to lose a spot that they probably shouldn't even have anymore, that aren't giving back, that are detracting from the I don't know, I'm not going to get on a soapbox,
yeah. I
but it's
mean,
just wild.
some people are wired differently. I mean, it's
Mm.
it's the same. I guess it would be the same in any other sport. You know, I
Okay,
listen.
okay, hold on, that's interesting. Knowing baseball the way you do, is it similar?
I'd say some aspects of it. And the example I was going to give you was I listened to ESPN in the morning. There's a show in the morning called Unsportsmanlike, and there's a guy on there, Chris Canty, who went to the University of Virginia. He played football. He played in the NFL for 11 years. Um, he went back this past weekend to the college to go to the game. They asked him to come into the locker room. He did like a pregame speech with the team. And it was kind of his way of giving back and going back. I mean, he was invited to go, but like for me, when I go to Jersey and I go to hang out, if I get the time and I have the opportunity, I'll go down to the Monster Factory and hang out.
Nice,
Yeah, I'll
nice.
go and hang out with Danny and jump in the ring and give a little a tip here or there or whatever. But yeah, some people are wired differently. Some people enjoy doing that, and then other people, they're like, "Oh, I don't have time for that." Like I guess the thing is, I enjoy that. I enjoy
Yeah,
going. Back. I enjoy helping. I
me
enjoy
too.
giving back. And again, if I can leave anywhere, I don't care what it is. If I can leave anywhere where I'm at and make an impact on one person, to me, it's worth it.
Well, you made an impact on me, and I love you. We're already at over 43 minutes, but I
Yeah.
think I have a question for you for next week, because I want to, the giving back, but I wonder if there is as much gatekeeping in other sports as there is in wrestling. That's something we can tuck
What do
under
you
our hats.
define that real quick before we go?
Like guys that have been, let's say, baseball players for a long while, and there's a hot young. Again, I don't know much about sports. Another baseball player that's coming up. I wonder if the veterans, the guys that have been around, are as protective about. No, no, I need to be the top guy. This guy's good and he's young and he's, you know, coming up on my heels, but I need to be the starter or whatever, or they do things to kind of sabotage the way we see in wrestling. So many of these older guys go up and go, "Hey, that kid's got a bad attitude," or trying to blackball people.
Right. I think it depends. And I think this answer is quick, so there's no reason to delay it. So I think it depends. It depends on the person, obviously, and then it depends on the team you're on. I'll give you
Oh,
I'll give you a perfect example. The Phillies this year at the trade deadline traded for a guy from Minnesota Twins. His name's Harrison Bader. Last year he was on the Mets, and I hated him last year because he was on the Mets. But now that he's on the Phillies, I'm like, when he first, it's actually funny when he first came onto the Phillies. I texted my brother. I go, I don't know what it is about this guy, but I don't like him. I don't like his mannerisms. I go, he's annoying me. I just don't like anything about him. And then it dawned on me like 2 weeks later that he was on the Mets last year. That's why I didn't like him.
ah,
But he's been very productive this year. He did an interview, like he's won me over because he's played well. And this interview right here won me over. And this may sum up part of what you're asking. He said in the interview was he said I've always been a selfish player. I've always been a me player. I've worried about me. I worried about me. I worried about my stats. I worried about my stuff, about my money, my this, my that, blah, blah, blah. He goes, when I came to the Phillies, he goes, that me mentality, I was told to keep outside. He goes,
Nice.
the locker room basically told me to keep the me mentality outside. We're here as a we. We're here to win a World Series. If you're not here to win a World Series, you're not welcome in this locker room. He goes, I am here to win a World Series, and I am here to do whatever I have to do to help this team win a World Series.
Huh.
So I think it's the culture of the team, and then the person, the mentality of that person. Like he could have easily been like, oh well, I'm worried about me because I got to worry about a next contract I have coming up in 2 years because I'll be a free agent, so I don't really care. But no, he totally became a team player. So again, I think the answer is it depends on the culture of the team, and it depends on the person. Because Jimmy Rollins, he's on the Wall of Fame for the Phillies. Mike Schmidt had the all-time hits record for the Phillies. When Jimmy Rollins broke that record, this was years ago. He broke the record, probably 15 years ago. But when he broke the record, Mike Schmidt walked out of the dugout and walked out to first base and congratulated him.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Yeah.
Schmidt,
So,
third baseman to ever play baseball. So, yeah. So it depends on, I think it depends on the team and it depends on the individuals.
well, well said.
Oh,
Attaboy.
thank you. I summed it up.
Attaboy. No,
So
outstanding.
now we got to figure out something else to talk about next week.
Well, I got some stuff we didn't. I want to talk to you about the WrestlePalooza thing, even though you haven't watched it. The AJ Lee return.
So I will try to watch that if
Perfect.
you watch the NXT PLE.
Yes, that'll be the trade off, like we did last time. I watched Unreal, but yeah, so that'll be it. I want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching this, either the few folks that watched it on either platform live or the folks that will be rewatching it tomorrow. My pal James Legend, who is a fan of the show, to all the folks that are supporting us, guys, spread the word. Word of mouth is the best tool that you can give us to get more eyes on the product. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, post them on the Mosh Sez show page.
Post them there, post them here. Go to the YouTube page and
Subscribe.
hit the subscribe button, and that way there you get all the updates and all the other fun, fancy stuff that we have going on, or at least we think we have going on.
Yeah. Oh, we got some stuff in the pike.
Yeah.
We'll get some news for an event that's coming up on October 18th next week. I'll leave it until next week, but until then, Chaz, I'll see you soon, Pally.
Yes, sir. Peace out.
Bye, folks.
Well, maybe.